How's it, hang loose? Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel. Did this work? Aloha everyone, it's Monday, April 20th. And I'm not sure, but I got this going on, that going on. There's more colors, we need lots of colors. Oh, I just had it on, I'll just leave it there. It's, it helps throw me off when I kind of color balance the video. That's on. Okay.
Are you scared?
No.
Julie.
Yes, Julie. We're not scared of Julie. Okay. It's Monday, and it's, wow, a little vlog, little news. Well, I'll just want to say for the vlog, I was invited to a little barbecue. There was like a little birthday celebration. There was a barbecue. It was at Bellows Beach. It's over the Air Force. There's an Air Force station on the Kaneohe side. So, and then they have this beach that they kind of rent out cabins, I think. But it's mostly there's like an area for civilians to just party at that party. Go to the beach. They also do beach stuff. And what we did was, what they did was they set up a little barbecue thing. A few people, kind of military, raising small family, kind of like just a small group of friends. And it was actually kind of fun. It was just it was last minute for me, so I was driving out there going, oh my gosh. And I haven't been there since like Boy Scouts. I don't know. It's been a while. Yeah, so there's that. The weather has gotten better, except it did rain last night. Now I'm on edge. I gotta admit that it caused a lot of that Kono stuff. This caused a lot of stuff and has a little anticipatory. It's back, that kind of feeling of that, and there's a lot of like little. For us, it's like small repairs. Well, kind of big. Some of them. I mean, whacked out my TV and my door got replaced. But some people lost their houses and such like that. And you can see this video here, the little loop video, shows how deep the flooding was. This is just from rain going down this mountain and the valleys and and so. That's pretty amazing. I mean, some places at different times they got like 15 inches. That's like a foot of rain single in like the day or the hour or whatever. It's all confusing. Most of the time I was like recuperating inside I did this little operation, recuperating for 2 weeks in this old folks home or nursing home, skilled nursing, recuperation. I have that too. That's when I was there for the bandage. 2 weeks there, then come back for Easter. A few days later, the fever again. So I go back in the hospital because it has to be IV treated, and the blood tests take 2 days. So and then by the time I come out, and generators have hospitals. So generators have hospitals. Remember that hospitals have generators, so they're not susceptible to the power outage. Because before all that. Before. I told her. There was the rains, the first Kona low, which knocked out power. And that blows. It shows how much we're dependent, I'll just speak for myself, on electricity. and a good internet connection. So when they're talking to those war places and they take out their power and they take out their internet, I don't know. Conspiracy theories, ripe for conspiracy. They're testing us to see how bad it is. And the other, so that and the news, I've been following it too much. I'm trying to understand it's totally WTF with trying to understand what they're doing. I guess they're doing peace talks, right? Or they're attempting to. Is it JD Vance? going to peace talks, I think. So the vice president's going to go to peace talks in Pakistan. And I thought they already did that. I guess they did, and they didn't. I don't know.
Why did you come?
And it's like, I think it's like the ceasefire. They agreed on a ceasefire for 10 days, and it's almost over with. So now they're going to see if they're going to do anything further or boo. See, here's the thing about Trump, the current president, and the Trump administration. the things that which should be disliked, that which should be erased, taken away. Midterm elections. Here's the thing about that. Trump touts himself as, when he was campaigning, as the never get into one of those forever wars or never do this. Well, he's a peace president. He's doing the Peace Prize, and he never got the Peace Prize, so the soccer club made a Peace Prize for him to kiss. Everyone's trying to kiss butt. Even Apple gave him a golden award. I don't know what that was, but it was solid gold. Here's a gold brick. Be nice to us. So Trump says he's anti-war and that he's solved or created the peace for 8 wars. So like I solved this war. I got the peace for this war. He ended 8 wars, and some of them is like BS because there was India and Pakistan, and they're always at that, but they were at it, and then they got resolved it, and Trump claimed that he solved the peace, created the peace, whatever. And India's prime minister said Trump had nothing to do with this. They still don't. Trump's trying to just claim stuff, and then the Iran war and the Lebanon, Israel, I don't know, he claimed peace in Gaza. So, well, here's the question, did Trump create the Iran war straight from Mar-a-Lago? That's where he made a little situation room and said bomb them after he ordered all the military over there. So did he create the war just so he could say he could stop it? Because he's counting 2 more wars. I'm not sure what the other one was, but this one. So he's up there saying that has 10 wars under his belt for being the peacemaker, and he started these wars. It's like, what the? So that's the crazy, I think. That's the 10-day thing. Anyways, it's an economic bam with the high gas prices for the U.S., and it's also, of course, the world. And we gotta look at global economy because the U.S. economy sits inside the global economy. So if something's happening globally that affects the U.S., the U.S. can't operate all by itself. So there's all kind of twisted perspectives being pushed as the midterm elections come up. I'm not trying to twist them. I'm trying to untwist it and go like, it's because of midterm elections, and just look at it, what it is as is. I'm not trying to take sides, although I don't like Trump. I never did like that guy ever since he was going down the escalator. I was like, something's wrong with this guy, and the more I find out, the more I'm like, this is something. It's Monday. Oh, it's Mongoose Monday. Yeah, can't forget it's Mongoose Monday, I think. Well, I can't forget because it's happened before. Let's look at Hawaii news because there's all kinds of weird stuff in Hawaii news. Sylvia Luke won't seek re-election. Good for her. She was embroiled in this corruption scam where she may have allegedly taken something like $35,000 and it was handed to her in a paper frickin' bag. She's like, no, it's not. She's the lieutenant governor, and I don't know. I think it's true. Probably, because there's a lot of corruption, and this stuff can just slide right in there, and I don't know how corruption she is total, but I'm pretty sure she got that. In my not so humble opinion, I'm not on her jury. Bills on ICE rules. Tax relief advance ahead of... Is that state? Is that state? Yeah, this is their state. This is what we're doing in the state senate. Yeah. And there's basketball. So, okay. And there's more. And there's... You know what? I don't know. I was happy with the volleyball action, but I think they're just done with that right now. I remember back in the day, gotta relax. In 1960, when he relaxes, they go on the go look at the stuffed fish. Oh yes, I expressed some affinity for sailfish when I was a kid. I was like this guy. Hey, the sailfish is the coolest one. Tommy Fletcher, 9, and his dad, and visits George Lee Taxidermy Shop. 26-pound marlin in Kona. That's 26 pounds, and you stuffed it? On his bedroom wall. I'm tired of nursery rhymes. My wallpaper is crappy. And there is space. There's launches. Blue Origin launch. Okay. Bill e-cigarettes gains ground. Okay. Yeah, the vaping's bad. Here. Political cartoon. Wonderful. The airlines.
The only in-flight meals you see these days.
United taking over American. As soon as one airline sucks, the other one just absorbs it. And big business. And what do we have here?
Marine Corps base bills, freedom of choice and health, merger from together works, Constitution,
all kinds of good stuff. Let's try this one.
From war to UH, God doesn't play favorites.
Pete Hegseth prayed to his Christian God for, quote, overwhelming violence of actions against those who deserve no mercy in the Iran war. Pope Leo the 14th, get a count, and countered that God does not take sides in wars. He said, quote, woe to those who manipulate religion and the very name of God for their own military, economic, and political gain. Donald Trump has plunged us into a $1 billion a day war, which has killed thousands, displaced millions, and economically burdened the entire world. Pope Leo's admonition also applies to Hawaii. After a win last year, University of Hawaii football coach Timmy Chang thanked God. Would God pick who wins in athletic contests? Did Chang attempt to proselytize, big words, or to solidify his contract status for, quote, economic and political gain? I am an alumnus and will continue to support Chang's warriors. I hope he will now realize that the recipient's interpretation of his words are primary. George Nakamura. Well, thank you, George, from Mililani. Thank you, George, for sending in your letter and making it public domain and talking into two voice more attentive to. It's get over yourself in a sense. The things you brought up earlier, yeah. The war in Iran is probably most likely for political and economic gain. Trump says, the war is about to end, we have a ceasefire, the stock markets go up, the price of barrel will go down. And they're cashing in on that. They're cashing in on the stocks going up and down. I mean, other people too, but these guys are instigating the war in order to send a tweet that sends the stock market up and down. Pope Leo is quite correct in saying that woe to those, because it's like you're doing that crap in the name of God. I think it's one of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not take the Lord thy God's name in vain. It's much like I see this the ones on the stage, the preachers on stage. And now from John, and then they're driving Ferraris and mansions and offshore bank accounts, and they're going, give to the poor. The more you give, the more you give. And they're just out for the money, and they're using the name of God for their own vanity or their own monetary gain. In this case, it's a downright war, and they're doing that. And so, yeah, and it's economically billions of dollars a day. But yeah, that, sure, apply that. But coaches in UH, it's like, so what? Here's the problem. People put coaches on a pedestal, give them way too much money for their salary, and they're practically making education systems, their whole budget out of whack because they're giving coaches $500,000 $1 million salaries just to get a winning team to go, yay. The coaches are up on a pedestal. So that's the problem. So when they say, oh, thank God, whatever, or the players thank God, whatever, if maybe it's a little bit of rude, it's kind of rude to do something like that because you're talking to the public, and the big question, you think of that in college, oh, please God, let us win. It's like, come on, you prayed to God to let you win, and then what if the other team plays well and they win? Are they against God? It's stupid, but is that anyway, it's a coach thing. Way too much emphasis on the coaches. That's what that problem is. I think, in my personal belief, I think I have to choose that God exists. But God has given us free will, so it allows us to do our free will. But also, I think, remember, God has a free will, an ultimate free will too. So it just depends on what it's gonna do. You don't know. Just because you pray doesn't mean it's gonna happen. And yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get too philosophical about that, philosophical, but coaches on a pedestal. That's the problem with that thing there. The war, bad. No. Okay. So have a good Monday. Hopefully this isn't too long. It's getting sunny out again. The birds are back. Crap.
Oh, they're on the backyard. Have some fun. Okay. Anyways. Have a good one. Bye.